तेरी यादों का तेरी याद में निहा 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 तेरी
Woo!
What's good, everybody? Go ahead.
Fuck Boston. I'm sorry. I had to. Right, I'm sorry. It's up to my fucking soul. It still hurts.
All right, there you go.
We'll talk about it later. I'm sorry, but fuck Boston.
What's good, everybody? You know what I'm saying? Look, Sterling out, so you know what I'm saying? We got to go ahead. We got to sail this pirate ship today. That is the Hesi podcast.
It's like being in the class without any teacher.
Sailing on the high seas today. We got my boy Big 30 the Truth. We got All Pro Poe, and we got myself, the Humble Boogie. Look, man, we got a lot.
Boogie.
The Humble Boogie. We got a lot to talk about, man. A lot of college, really, pretty much college football to talk about. But we're going to touch on a couple other subjects as well. We got my boy Russ got to get some shit off his chest, and we're going to possibly talk a little bit about the WNBA. Hoes be hating, you know what I'm saying?
Somebody got to say, I'm sorry, damn. He just went right into it.
Oh, yeah, bro, I'm sorry. I mean, it's true.
No, they asked for an all-out war. This is like they stood up and said, "Fuck you, nigga, fuck you." They said, "Fuck you," and then fuck you. And the funny thing is, in the, I guess you could say in the hip hop, the black community, or whatever you want to call us, you know who the real beef is in between. You're taking all the underwear. You go in the Ross and you're taking all of shit.
All right.
Okay. If you know, you know. If you get the joke, you get the joke. If you don't, you don't. And if it hurts your feelings, well, I'm sorry. This might not be for you. What up, Boogie? What we got? What we got else on the rundown?
All right, man. Other than that, man, we can just get straight into the. We're going to talk a little bit about the NCAA. You know, we're literally a month away from the release of NCAA, but we're gonna wait a little longer till we get to that. But let's go ahead and jump right into the out of bounds. Russ, what you got for us, dog?
You already know what time it is. It's the real world. In the real world, shit, people fuck up, and I'm here to catch it. So especially in the world of sports. And y'all, if you didn't know, then you probably already fucking know who we going at with the sporting side of the athletic side of the athlete rather side of this out of bounds. Boogie's gonna hit you with another out of bounds from just I guess it's still sports. I guess you would call it the
it has a sports
the administration part of it. But anyways, yeah, so Tara Lewis. One, if you don't know, Tara Lewis is a guard? Deep what is it? What position does he play? I forget. What position does he play? Linebacker, my bad. Totally off. Linebacker. But it doesn't matter. He needed to guard something, but that's even worse that she hawked him down the hill. Anyways, so Tara likes to pay for pleasure. Well, he likes to say he gonna pay for pleasure, but you know he's not a Lannister. He doesn't pay all of his debts. So Terrell is the man that you saw running away from a toot after he refused to pay after getting some SCX and some booty play. Which, you know, I'm just saying, hey, if you gonna pay. Come play with my booty and let me. She needed that money. I said, you know, and so if you didn't see the video, you can go look up Tara Lewis. He got caught, and right when it was time to pay, he took off. He ran off. Man, I'll say this: that nigga's slow. Because she said, "Run me my shit." She said, "We got a runner, ladies and gentlemen." She said, "Run me my motherfucking money." And in the video, she said, "Oh hell no!" And a butt naked, solid
back there. That's all that movement back there.
I urge all of y'all to watch that video, and right when she take off running, just turn on BBL Drizzy. Right when it dropped.
Right. She was booking it. Like she was booking it down the hallway.
Bro, she caught him. I told somebody, I said, man, it looked like, you know, when you watching football and the mics are up, and they catch a screen, and somebody yelling, "Scream!" And he was the running back that had that bitch because she said, "Yaka yaka yaka." She had form. Now it's one thing. It's one thing the motherfucker try to run out on a prostitute, but nigga, she was an athlete. She's done some athletic things in her lifetime. That motherfucker ran track or something because she was not playing about that. What'd you say? He said, yes, she needed that money. She needed that money. And you know what? Rightfully so. She should have hawked him. I wish they would have had the whole video to see if she actually got him. I don't know what much she would have done, but the way that she was hawking him, it looked like she'd been in this situation before, was fully prepared to pull a razor blade out from under her tongue because that's the only place she could have been hiding it because she was butt ass naked running down the hallway. Kids, you know what I'm saying? Live life right so you don't end up, one, not paying for. Look, hey, and this is on both sides. This has nothing to do with education or nothing. Just live life right. So one, you don't end up paying for booty hole parties and running out on the doctor. And number two, make sure you're not playing with booty holes for money. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole lot that can learn, but at the bottom line of all this is, man, Terrell.
Hey, man,
however you pronounce it, this shit is out of bounds, man.
Offseason be whooping boys' ass, man. That's the guy.
But I told you, someone told me I was hating, and I said I am not. This is not a diss. This is the truth. Gucci said it, and I will repeat it. It is not a diss. It's the truth. The offseason is the worst fucking thing for a football player.
And it's just like, hey, man, how you just gonna skip out on the coochie check, man? You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, they got you on camera, dog. And
bro, on camera, tag the whole team.
And the thing is, he's like, look, man, if you would have probably and the thing is, I think the girl who posted this stuff, I remember the name. I'm a well versed man, across the internet. I know my way around. Certain parts of the
slime ball.
And I remember I came across the name. I said, "Oh, I've seen her work before." I said, so. But one thing I was surprised was her 40 time, her ability to keep up with a professional athlete,
bro,
in the dash.
Bro, so
I'm so mad the way
even if he was down on money, I guarantee he could have been like, yo, like, I came here, I don't have that much money, but the season about to start. I'm getting 1.5 this year. Just I'll give you 20 at the start of the season, first training camp. It's easy, you know what I'm saying? I'll give you 20. What are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Bro? Like, what are we doing?
She's a businesswoman. I'm a businessman. Let's just go ahead and just come to some middle ground here.
No, the way Bo said,
you don't want to be looking out here. Now you're gonna be looking at it. That's crazy to me.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey,
he's right. No, that's 100% correct right there. Yeah, he
didn't want to pay. He had the money. He probably had all the money. And then he probably had it in his pocket. And he probably said, you know what? I'm gonna have to run on this bitch.
You have that no game. You in the NFL.
It reminded me of that scene out of Dolomite, man. He said, I'm Joe Blow, love a man, bitch. You should be paying me.
Ain't me. You know what? She hawked that nigga down. His first mistake was trying to get away in that narrow ass hallway with his big ass.
Yeah,
it was too big of a hallway. He couldn't move from side to side. It was a straight target. So all that ass was just on his ass. She was on his ass like back pocket.
I mean, we got film on you now, dog. We know that you can't run in a straight line. So now all they got to do is they just got to go ahead and throw routes around you.
She might have been a letter. She might have been one of them letters. You don't know.
Hey man, you never know.
That's all I'm saying, letters, and that's why he was talking, because there ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way people get NFL linebacker getting caught. Ain't no way. It might be one of them.
Hey man, I seen the videos.
Not a letter. She was an alphabet all-star.
But no, man. But on some real shit, dog. Yeah, dog. I mean, if I was the NFC East and I'm looking at that film, I'm like this. Yeah, he's susceptible to 9 routes. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, he's got to go ahead just film.
It's just disappointing. As a person, as the great Future said in Monster, I promote prostitution, but you gotta pay. You gotta pay. You know what I'm saying? What Quagmire say? Everybody gets love, but you gotta pay.
That's true, bro.
but you gotta pay.
Nothing's free, man. Free ain't even
man,
free.
she working, man. She working, man. Let her get checked, man.
Yeah, free ain't even free, man. So,
damn.
Well, all right, man. Well, we'll get into this second part of this out of bounds. And you know, whenever I come around with some shit, man, it's always crime and sports intertwined. So let's get into it. So in recent developments, it's crime and sports, man. So in recent developments, there's a Minnesota woman. Let me go ahead and get her name real quick. I think it's like Amy Berto.
Yeah, Amy Berto. Oh, I got the name. Her name is Amy Berto.
So Amy Berto is an alleged hit woman from Milwaukee. And let's just go ahead and get into it. She's got contracted for a father-son businessman. Oh, shit, that was my phone. A father-son duo in UK that owns a fashion boutique. She was contracted allegedly to go out there and take care of their competition. And pretty much the hit became botched. And now she's kind of stuck and out on the run in wherever. But here's the catch: is that she is currently posting on Facebook and is communicating with people from back home in Milwaukee. So kind of either she's really trying to throw them off of her scent, like she's playing the innocent, or I don't know.
She has no choice.
Yeah, she has no choice.
Okay, so are you gonna tell him how it got botched? Because that was my favorite part.
Oh no, I didn't tell him how it got botched, but I'll tell you the sports connection here is that she used to work for the Milwaukee Brewers, but got fired because she was stealing customers' credit card information. So,
she definitely kills people. She's getting the bread. She definitely kills. And I hope you don't come for me, Amy. But nah, they said that the gun jammed. That's the only reason why she fell. So she was about that life. But 50 said you better hope this gun jam.
Yeah. Gun jam, bro.
Could you imagine she rocked about a nigga? And they said she dressed in a full like Hajib to confuse them. So she was really out here on some Assassin's Creed shit. Got that nigga in slow motion in. You think they was like, Amy? Oh damn.
That was it. This is really on the movie. Like this could definitely be a at least the very least be a Lifetime movie. It's Tubi quality, definitely Tubi quality. It'd be a Tubi All-Star if you did it right, But
how I found out my daughter was an assassin. There's the title right there. It could be one of them type of movies that come from all different angles. But no,
it might be Netflix.
It might be Netflix.
I need my check though. I need my check. But could you imagine like waking up one day and seeing Boogie on Facebook saying, "Nah, yeah, man, they got me messed up. This ain't me. I don't kill people for a living." I'm not gonna lie, Boogie. I would look at that and say, "That's exactly what a nigga that kill people for a living."
That's exactly what.
First of all, I would never do anything of the sort. Okay,
all bro.
Right? But no, man, like. And a lot of people are like saying that she's innocent because they're like, well, who would really just be communicating? They can just find her location from her phone signal and da. And I was like, be that as it may, I said, or she's just fucking like just gave up. Just like, hey man, come get me. I don't know, but this is definitely something that I'm looking into and I'm watching this shit like a fucking movie all time.
I just like. I'm trying to figure out like the way that she was contacting her mom was like, that I don't think there's anything you can do to help out.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you really, if you really wasn't an assassin, you would immediately have anybody and everybody in your family helping you. You wouldn't tell your mom, I don't know if there's anything that you can do to help me stay up out, unless you knew, hey mom, you don't want to come up in this shit, you might get killed. You know what I'm saying? We bending bullets over here. You know what I'm saying? You don't even, what's that one in the movie?
Wanted.
Oh, that's my shit, bro. The best part of that movie is when Morgan Freeman says, "Somebody shoot this motherfucker."
Was it your name? Your name
popped up. I think Morgan was not playing in that bitch.
I ain't going.
I ain't going, nigga. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna kill everybody else. Get him. But yeah, that's crazy though. I think she's guilty, but you know me. Hey, I'm American too. Guilty and proven innocent, motherfucker. so y'all do it to us. So we gonna wait and see. Y'all want to hear a joke? I'm gonna save it to the end. This gonna remind me at the end to tell my my Juneteenth joke. Remind me at the end to tell my Juneteenth joke. Even though it's kind of funny on Juneteenth, all the niggas was working, but all the white people was off. I was like, what is going on here? Anyways, we're not gonna get into that. I was just like, that was just a funny recollection I had. I was just like, damn, seems like even on a holiday they still got our ass. Wade the water, my niggas. Wade the water.
I played the vent.
It's a good song.
Oh man, but okay, so we can go ahead and jump it off. We're gonna start with these bitch ass niggas in Boston.
Here we go. All right,
yeah.
So
congratulations to the worst fan base in American sports.
All right, Boston Celtics was won their 18th championship, so congratulations to them. I know Poe had them selected as the winners, and me and the other guys.
Oh shit.
Are the losers.
You know what? I'm gonna go fishing right quick for an Edie. Let me see if I can find one in the rivers of X.
Oh yeah, he's definitely pissed. So if you get him in, he's definitely gonna sound off.
I meant to automatically send him when we started talking about y'all. You go ahead, Poe. It's Poe. You may not know me, but I talk my shit. But everybody that's watching this and listening, you'll realize throughout watching this, I believe in one thing: to the victors go the spoils. Mm-hmm. So like, because when I win, I talk my shit. But you know me. I'll kick a nigga while down for sure. Like I'm like you lost, yeah. Oh yeah, nigga, who beat you? I know me. Like me. So I find joy in it. So Poe, while I go fishing in the rivers of X for an Edie, you have the flow.
Stage yours, sir.
I figured they had to win this one. As far as the Celtics, this was like. I think even Jason Tatum said it at the end. He said everybody wanted to know what we do if we didn't win this year, and then he took Kanye West's famous line, "I guess we'll never know," and that's the truth. If they didn't win this year, I mean, but it's the fact. It's a fact. If they didn't win this year, it was up for the Celtics. That team was out, and they were now making it back to the finals, in my opinion. And now they may or may not, but at least they got their one, which is what they needed. Al Horford probably going to retire soon, I would assume. So they're going to have to kind of reset that part of their team. But I figured they had to win this year. This is the year that they had to. I would have thought nothing against the Mavs at all. Great team. But I do think that the Nuggets versus the Celtics would have been a better finals. I said that from the beginning. I feel like the matchups just kind of didn't go in the Nuggets' favor. But, hey, the Celtics won it. They deserved it. They did get a pretty easy road with all the injuries, but
is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah,
you don't write that. That this happens. You just got to roll with it.
Yeah,
it rolls.
I'm also gonna see if we can find the real Baby Keem. He the youngest person that come on this show, but that nigga like to go to sleep at like 8. Anyways, no, so all right, I know who I had. Whatever, fuck Boston, fuck they fans, fuck Boston Connor too. Nah, fuck with Boston Connor, but fuck Boston Connor in my 8-year-old voice. The Celtics were a better team, bro. We found that out relatively quickly. And as I said on the show, when we were losing, when we were getting packed up and trying to win game 3 and fucked up, we looked like a 5 seed. It was interesting to me the fact that we watched Luka, who had to climb a mountain till he got to Steph and lost, have to play against the guy that climbed the mountain till Steph and lost. But each got to their different levels, and Tatum and them looked like they didn't want to win, didn't want to lose, and they wanted it a little bit more. I wasn't really too disappointed. Like when I really broke it down and looked at like everything, like could the Mavericks have done certain things better? I mean, yeah, everybody that loses says they could have done certain things better, but when you look at it realistically, the Celtics were a better team. I find it I hate their fan base, and I don't really like the Celtics. I love the color green, but I don't like the Celtics. I actually like their jerseys. I just really don't like I don't like their fans. Their fans fucking suck. But I do enjoy Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, Al Horford. I fucked with him when he was at Florida.
That was nice.
He was dope there. Drew Holiday. I don't think you'll find a basketball fan that doesn't like him. You know what I'm saying? So like they have a team full of players that is easy to like. And when a team's hitting half court shots, there's not really much you can do. And to Poe's point, even though I hate to say it, yes, Denver would have been a better matchup, and that's because Denver has already reached that level of machinery or being a mechanical team, and the Mavericks just weren't there yet. And it doesn't mean like they're going to have to get a couple new players, but that team had been the Mavericks have been together 4 months. That team that was playing in the playoffs. So what they did to beat everybody else in the West and get there was amazing in itself. So I was disappointed in losing as everybody would have been, but thank you to the Mavs because as a sports fan, that's what you want your team to do. Just perform, bro. Just perform as hard as you can every game, and let's just see where the cards lay. And for the Mavs this year, they got us to the finals. We did lose, but I think the future for the Mavericks is going to be pretty bright if the right moves are made and the right contracts are removed from the roster. THJ.
My boy should be coming in soon.
He might. Now we could do a whole episode on who what I'm saying, who would you like to see as a replacement or who you'd like to see on the team.
You said PG-13, huh?
Yeah, that like us. So in the off season we do pipe dreams. So pipe dreams, stars, and I was talking in the sense of stars. Yes, so flatline, yes, like who wouldn't want them? But I was speaking in hints of like if we were to go get a star and try to add that would be the person. Because Sterling's question was more firepower. I was like, that would be a person I would try to add if I wanted a big name like that. But me, if I want to go best overall, keeping the team young and someone that can grow with the team, I would go steal OG Anunoby as quickly as possible from the Knicks. Since the Knicks fucked that up and are fucking that up from what I read, and the contract negotiations are instead of coming together, they're kind of dividing. I think the Mavericks should go snag him because I think OG Anunoby is exactly what the Mavericks need to add to the roster. Just another big body, a guy that can hit open shots. The Mavericks just need to get to a point where the role players realize what it's like to really be a role player. Like we saw Hauser coming in there making his threes. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, half court shots by Pritchard. Drew's not necessarily a role player, but he's not one of the two main players on the team. So you need players like that like those role players that'll play consistent. I mean, I'm sorry, Derek White, no disrespect to you as well. But Derek White, you need guys that are going to play their role, play it to maximum capacity all the way through the playoffs. And I think we got one in PJ. I think we got one in Jones. I hope we can re-sign him. But you know what I'm saying?
I'm a big believer that every team to get over the hump needs a guy that's gotten over the hump. Boston brought in Drew Holiday and immediately took a team that was in the finals to the next level. Based off of somebody that's been there that can kind of speak in that locker room, does the little things to get over that hump, whether it's slowing. I think he had a 26-point game in the second game.
17 in the first quarter.
Yeah, and like it's that one guy that can like kind of uplift you. So I'm a big believer in that, and that's why I think my guy's going to be there is because if there's one guy that knows how to get over that hump that's still available in the league, I think it's LeBron. And so if you wanted a guy that's going to come in and probably not give you superstar numbers, but when you get to that moment, he'll be able to push you over the top of that moment. I think it would be him. There's a couple other guys out there. You might be able to go get KD if they wanted to trade him. Or I think OG Anunoby is a good guy for a young team, but he's never been there. He's never been in that moment. So it's like adding another guy that hasn't been in that moment to try to push you over the top there. But he's a great player.
Well, I think what you said when you were saying like you added a player to get you to the next level, when you said it, I was like, I can't dispute this because Kyrie was that for us. Like he did have some bad games, but he was our leader. And ultimately, because he was our leader and we kind of folded in the end because he couldn't really catch his groove because, Boston is his enigma. Boston is his, his dark place that he's going to have to overcome. We couldn't get through, but the same thing held true for us because we got to the Western Conference Finals, lost, added Kyrie. We did miss the playoffs, but there was a lot going on with that. And then we get a full season with them too, and we make the finals. And they look like the most dynamic duo in the NBA. So there is some truth to that. I can't sit here as like a fan of basketball and say like, LeBron wouldn't do what you said, wouldn't help in a massive way, and it wouldn't help LeBron to play with two superstars like that. Now, the OG Anunoby part, we'll go back and forth in that because, yes, you're talking about a player that needs to climb, like that hasn't been there, but the Mavericks have two guys that have been there. So adding OG is not going to be the force that, like, as far as leadership and galvanizing, he's going to be a guy that is like, yo, what did we have problems with? Guys hitting open shots and being consistent when they're open because the star has the ball and is flaring the ball out to him. Like, you need another PJ out there, or you got we needed more defense and more size, and he just fits that mold because he's a really big body. When you see him out there, you see him with the Knicks. When you see OG Anunoby out there actually with other players, like, holy shit, like, he really is a big body. He slides his feet. He plays really good defense.
Based on that, you put this loss on Kyrie then?
No. I put this loss on the fact that in the NBA Finals, your weaknesses are going to be exposed. And Kyrie's faults were he just wasn't making shots. Luka could not play defense. Or in my theory of how I think about defense, Luka would not play defense. And because you cannot be a good defender and still try and get the job done. That's just how basketball works. Defense is an effort thing. So most of it, to me, goes on Luka. Now, I understand he's got to lead the offense and do things like that, but I would take the majority of the pie and put it on Luka because his inability or lack of wanting or whatever desire, whatever you want to say, to play on the defensive end caused a lot of breakdowns that left a team like the Celtics, who, when you get to that machine type of operation point in basketball, like I'm open, I'm gonna make this. This is what we do. This is my job. It's just punching in the clock. So I think Luka gets the most of it. Now, the second to him, you got Kyrie missing shots, and then thirdly, on top of that, to me is I'm not one that just looks off of players that aren't the star and act like they just don't exist when teams lose. Like PJ, Maxey, you know what I'm saying, Hardaway Jr., Green had a good game 3, but Green, you got blocked on 2 fast breaks dunk. My nigga, figure it out. You gotta do something else. You gotta draw a foul. You gotta back it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't just, be giving up momentum plays.
The reason that I asked that was because there's a certain guy, and when I say get over the hump, there's a certain guy that if you bring in will be able to default your weaknesses by slowing the game down, and that was supposed to be Luka, but you brought in Kyrie to kind of get you out of that hump, and he's supposed to know that in these games, if you want to keep it to a one-score game, there's going to be a lot of possessions that you run down to 23 seconds on the clock, even though especially that you have the guys that you do have that can run a pick and roll offense, and it seemed that there was too many games where it got out of hand because they are not running the clock down to kind of get in this one possession end of the game. That's where that's the mindset that LeBron had.
Honestly,
with the Cavs team.
Honestly, and I'd love to hear what people would think, but I actually disagree with you on this Celtics team. This Celtics team thrives off of playing slow because they play such good defense and they're so connected on defense. The way to beat this team, Rick Carlisle actually had the game plan that would have beat them. And this is not to say LeBron wouldn't help, because I truly believe if LeBron was playing the Celtics, he would tell his teammates, bros, we have to run. We have to run continuously, and we cannot let them set up their defense. Like every time, because when the Mavericks had success, they were running up the court. Exum had the ball. It doesn't matter who. The Pacers were having success because they played it a la a college team trying to get an upset. Run as fast as you can with the ball, get to the goal as quick as you can, and our best players we're going to use as isolation players. So, like, for example, and honestly, the reason why Indiana lost was because when they got bogged down and they had to go to isolation, those players couldn't make shots. The Mavericks' fault was they weren't running in the first place. So I can't sit here and, like, with a straight face say, no, LeBron wouldn't help us win a championship, because he would. If LeBron came to the Mavericks would be expected to win the championship, and I do believe they would go to the finals again. Now, would they beat the Celtics, the Heat, or the Bucks when they went? We don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because those are the 3 teams, I think, from the East, or the 76ers if Joel is healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know. But, I do think that the Celtics' kryptonite was when teams played fast. I don't. Luka is the best. It's LeBron's 39, so Luka's the best pace player in the league now. LeBron is older. He was that, but Luka is that now. Luka did a great job of slowing it down and getting what he wanted. He was getting 30. He was getting triple double. The problem was, one, on defense, and two, you can play slow, but all your teammates, PJ Washington, looked like he was playing in slime and super glue because they were able to stick to him. They were able to get three guys with
we got
three.
We got to get to the next.
Oh, my bad. Okay, they were able to get three guys with three different angles on Kyrie because the game was slowed down. So I do think that you'd have to run as fast as that chick that was chasing Terrell down after he didn't pay that bill.
All right. So we're going to move on. We're going to go ahead and touch real briefly on the WNBA since we're on the subject of basketball. We're going to keep it in the same sphere of what's it called. We're going to talk about these and I'm gonna say this, y'all hoes be hating, man. You know, we already talked about this last week. And I'm talking about Caitlin Clark. You know, look, why? Me and Russell, we already made it pretty much clear is that, you know.
Oh yeah, we had our piece.
Yeah,
but I do have one thing I'm gonna say about it. But go ahead.
And I'm just gonna say this: I'm not understanding, you know, the amount of hate that she's getting. You know, if it's like some rookie haze and shit, okay, cool, but whatever. But like, if y'all just mad because she is just, you know, just has all the attention on her, hey man, you know what, man, get over it, scratch your ass and get glad. Be glad that she is actually just bringing more viewership to the sport. It is just pretty much elevating the sport. Hey, look, hoes, stop hating. All right, cool. I said what I had to say, Russ.
Okay, I just want to read an excerpt from an American poet, boss man D-Lo. Jugs fiending, yup. Phone ringing, yup. Yep. Niggas hating, yup. Yep. Jury blinging, yup. Yep. Jugs fiending, yup. Yep. Phone ringing, yup. Yep. Niggas hating, yup. Yep. Jury blinging, yup. Yep. That's pretty much, you know, what I got to know. I'm saying, but that's pretty much what's happening right now. They're hating on Caitlin. But to me, the thing that got my attention, I said a lot of stuff in the last episode, and I won't rehash that because me and Boogie went deep into it. All jokes aside, we're seeing on X and on various platforms the gatekeeping that's being done by these various WNBA former players and players. And to me, an alarming thing that was said was there are too many men speaking on the WNBA. You saw it, Poe, so you know there are too many men speaking on the WNBA. And too many casuals. And to me, I'm like, so we're all football fans. If we were to come out and say there are too many women speaking on football, or there are too many women speaking on basketball, like we would be like fucking exiled and killed to the nth degree. And on top of this, like to try to make people feel like they don't belong in a sport that you need us. Like you need us, and we were willing to watch. It's like we were immediately turned off when we was like, 1, y'all hating. 2, y'all getting mad at us for saying y'all hating. 3, we getting mad because y'all getting mad because y'all asked for the limelight, and we treat y'all just like we treat the guys. And y'all getting mad at us. So we like 50. What the fuck do we do? Like, what do you want us, like literally, you want us to shut up, watch y'all, shut up, pay top dollar, and watch y'all's program without saying shit. Man, you got me fucked up. Like, honestly, you got me. I am not a child. I am not someone that you can boss around. And as a fan, I'm going to ask for what I want. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's just crazy to me. And I'll even add this, because I've said it before. It's not just Caitlin Clark. They hate on anybody that comes in with talent that has the opportunity to build the league up. And they try to disguise it as physical. Yes, you know, they disguise it, you know, as a great American poet. Future said, "Yeah, stop with all that hate and shit." But yeah, go ahead, Paul.
Based on what I haven't talked about much else on X outside of this, and the reason being is because it's a lot of what I've been seeing on my For You and following and stuff like that. So, I don't mean to make this just a woman thing, but when you're a girl. When you be like, hey, you want me to order you this? and she said no, but you order that and she want food off your plate that you just told her that I would order for you. But she don't want it that way. She want it her way. And I'm sorry, but this fan base that's coming in is excited about Caitlin Clark. They may not be excited about Asia, as good as Asia Wilson is. They may not be excited about Asia Wilson yet. You can't force that. So just because you think that they're better, that don't mean shit. We came into here to watch Caitlin Clark because that is entertaining to new fans. You don't get to tell us who we're supposed to watch. Now, at some point, if you came in to watch LeBron, you may find a Steph Curry that is interesting to watch. You may find a Kevin Durant, but you don't get to have your cake and eat it. Or you don't get to have your cake and eat it too. Sorry, that you don't get to have fans that bring in money and then choose how those fans watch the game of basketball. That just don't happen that way. Sorry, but Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese should have been hyped from the beginning about who they are and what they're doing.
They have a Bird Magic rivalry already like a starting gets right here
on the USA team. They should have been hyped as the not dubbed the best, but dubbed the future of the WNBA from the beginning.
Like I was gonna say, even on like main programming, you have women that cover the sport like their teams are mid. It's a mid off. It's like no, it doesn't matter that it's a mid off. When Victor Wembanyama played, it didn't matter that his team was ass. The league was saying, "Hey, we know that these other guys are not gonna play forever. So look at this guy. He's a 7'10" alien. You know what I'm saying? That does everything. Watch him. Like, don't give a fuck about his team or if they're winning or losing or whatever. Watch him because we need eyes on the motherfucking prize, and the prize is that motherfucking check. And they're missing it. Like, they're missing it. And the worst part about it is not only are they missing it, but they're alienating an audience and they're making us mad because they're like, you over here talking shit at us and we trying to like your sport. And on the cool, the men are the ones that are liking it. Like, we're the ones that when they said we want you to pay attention to our I'm sorry, that thing. Anyways, but they should. We're the ones that were the first ones turned around and started watching it. They should be embracing us. Instead, they get mad at our criticisms when it's like, yo, we criticize the men's sports the same way.
Exact same way.
Like we're not doing y'all any different than anybody else. And then the whole foul thing that happened last week. I get it. And one thing I hate that happens, I hate when people try to like base an argument off of the worst thing that they heard before. So it's
bot
like
accounts.
Yeah, bro.
Bot accounts.
Like people saying that Reese should be suspended are spec eds. You know what I'm saying? They're stupid and it was like Poe said, it probably wasn't even real people. Those are probably bots to get engagement, to get you talking about it. But to have a lot of the WNBA defenders or whatever you want to call them, like join around these thought processes of like, oh, well, y'all think she should be suspended. No, we don't. We said it should be a flagrant one. We said it should be a flagrant one. We said that's all. That's all, you know what I'm saying? That's, it should have been a flagrant one, just like everything else. I think, and I agree. You know what I'm saying?
These bitches pissing me off, bro.
Like, yo, no, bro, it really is. But you know what? I'm glad that Sean put that point on here because we embraced y'all and y'all shit on us. So you know what? Fuck y'all. Y'all hating, and we're gonna talk about college football 25, right. Boogie. Let's get it.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna move on. We're gonna talk about college football 25. We are practically a month away. If you got the standard edition,
about 26 days.
You got the other one. You'll be up. I'm saying about 3 days up and running. Prior to this day here, a month away. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do a quick little touch and go because we still got a little bit more college football.
Hey, no Diddy.
Yeah, thank you. Caught me on that one.
Yeah. Hey, a touch and go might get you 24 to 25. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate the lookout on that one, man, because I'm trying to fly through these topics here. But NCAA is coming out, so we're going to talk about what feature in this, because I'm going to be honest. I don't know if you guys have heard the beta for Madden, or if you've heard
fuck Madden right now. I'm sorry.
I just heard this pretty much it's kind of the same as it was last year. Not too much of a change. But we're here to talk about NCAA, so let's talk about NCAA. I'm just gonna say this right now. My favorite feature coming in is I like the wear and tear feature. I think that's probably gonna be my favorite feature. They finally kind of just damn it. They just went ahead and just put a visual of how your player is progressing throughout the game as far as injuries and with potential injuries and fatigue and stuff like that. I'm gonna tell you right now, if his head is paused, if the head helmet region or whatever is like injured, I'm hit sticking tops all day. Yeah, we're going high.
They added those flags.
Oh, did they have them? I don't know.
No, they don't. Those flags are not in the game, and I honestly I understand why, because they were like, it's too hard to like manipulate the judgment. You know what I'm saying? Like the way that it happens, huh?
No stick.
Well, I mean, I feel like I understand what they're saying, because they're just like, they don't want it to be something that people learn how to use as a detriment, or it just fucks up the gameplay. Like if you mistime it, they're like, some things don't need to be that real. And I think that that's where I think it's good that they draw the line, because like in a video game, if I hit stick you and the animation says that you catch it because your players are 99, you catch it. If you drop it, you drop it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there needs to be any penalty, but I like the wear and tear. Dynasty, I believe, is gonna be pretty dope. The whole physics throwing moving system that they have is going. Dynasty, I think, is pretty dope. The fact that they are saying, and this isn't the best thing, I'll get to my number one thing in a second. The fact that they are saying that in Dynasty that the recruiting actually, like how you recruit, actually matters. That's going to be interesting for me, because me and Boogie, you know this, a lot of the guys that we play the game with, like, we actually do the recruiting. Shout out to Santi. I hope I can get you back on the sticks, my bruh. Thanks for watching on that gram. But I hope I can get Chris back on this motherfucker, because he was a motherfucking player. But nah, I hope that it really is true that in Dynasty you got to recruit, because a lot of people that I know, a lot of people that I played with growing up, that's why you got into the Dynasty. As my homie Dollar says, if you know him, you know him. If not, shit, you one of the realest niggas out. But as my homie Dollar says, you only got your dudes for 4 to 6 years at most. They leaving. What you bringing in, my nigga? Like as we used to always say, the season doesn't get started. The season doesn't get started until season 7, 8, 9. When you got all high school creative players, when you've seen who you were able to recruit, and what they're saying is you're not going to be able to go automate your recruiting and just be like, all right, I'm cold. I got 5. I got 5 motherfucking 5 stars. You know what I'm saying? Already. Blah. Here we go. You're gonna really have to go in. You can DM the players. You can offer them NIL/branding. It's gonna be called branding or something different. You'll be able to look at. They say that their actual like wants and needs actually matter. So for in Boogie's case, like you using Georgia, the kids from Cali, or the kids from Florida.
Not using Georgia. Not using
okay. Georgia. Pick a school.
Magnesia State.
Okay, he's using Magnesia State. He's a 2-star. He's he's in somewhere. Where in Louisiana is that?
That's Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Okay, so y'all niggas didn't know. I'm from the South too. I knew whereabouts. But anyways, I'm fucking tell them niggas I was right up the street from Last Chance U. Family in Kemper County. That's my part. No, y'all think I'm playing. My family really is. My family right up the street from Last Chance U in Mississippi. Kemper County, yes. Holla. Yes. About 45 minutes from my grandma stayed. Rest in peace, Granny. Maybe that's why I act so nigger. But anyways, the way that the players are gonna ask for you to be in proximity, your popularity, they say that all that's gonna matter. So I think that's gonna be a really big thing. Now, this is the last thing. This is my number one thing that I think is good about the change in the game, and something I've been looking for in the change in games for probably, I don't know, man, it might be like forever. And that's the CPU, the artificial intelligence, the AI in the game. From what we're being told, this is going to be the first year in any football game that we have ever played that the actual CPU has the actual ability to use every adjustment, every enhancement, every catch, every animation, every juke, everything that the computer is going to play like a human. So if you have a superstar wide receiver, they're going to shade coverage using the audibles and the defensive audibles and checks that you use to try to shade them. If you run the ball heavy, they're going to get in the box. They're going to try to stop that. So to me, as far as gaming goes, that to me is one thing that stands out over anything, because if you know, when you play a season with your homies, sometimes you don't have 32 people. Sometimes you don't want to fill it with 32 people. Sometimes you just want to play with the 6 or 7 guys that you have in your group chat, and y'all just want to play. But what happens is one person gets really good at beating the computer. You know what I'm saying? One person sucks against the computer but can beat, humans. Me. One person's in the middle, but it gets convoluted because it's like, damn, man, like everybody don't want one. Well, there's always that one guy that's like, shotgun, you know who you are, man. I fucking hate playing the computer, man. Fuck, I just beat these motherfuckers by 80 every time. You know what I'm saying? There's always that guy. He gets bored real fast. So this one is supposed to say, hey, when you get into it, the computer's supposed to adjust and actually play you. So that to me is the most important thing about the game, especially with me wanting to have the whole, I have a whole like, I guess you can call it money dynasty team kind of concept that we're working on in the fam. So it helps out really good, because whoever don't win, you just add more money to the pot until someone wins the championship. And so making the computer hard as possible is a part of that. And so that means a lot to someone that does that kind of style of like betting with his homies.
Hopefully it's hard as possible without, because when you used to turn it up, the computers, it was the only thing that happened was your O lineman would get beat every single play.
Yeah.
And that's the dumbest. Like, it's the dumbest. I'd rather have the DBs playing really good coverage and you have to like kind of dice everybody, rather than I say hike and I'm sacked before I can get the ball off. And
it's funny. I'm just funny that you said that, because in a video I was watching, a couple of videos I was watching, that was their point. They said, and I'm glad that you said this, because I've made this point to people, and you just don't like it. I was like, the computer pisses me off because they don't get better. They just add shit to fuck you up. Yeah. So out of nowhere, like you said, your offensive line just don't work no more. Yeah. You get tackled regular and you fumble. You can't tackle the computer guy because all of a sudden a regular 75 overall guy becomes Walter Payton. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, what the fuck? It's like, could you at least like make it real? And so this one, they are saying that's the change. It's not going to be you playing worse. It's going to be the computer has all the adjustments that a person has now. Yeah. So the computer is going to be saying, it's not
even
not
your
just,
computer.
Yeah.
Even
so
your
like
computer too.
So like when you play against, so like when you jump off Dynasty and let's say you play Michigan versus Ohio State and you start trying to run with Edwards with Michigan, like Ohio State's going to put the computer. Ohio State's going to put 8 in the box and try to stop that shit. And then with the wear and tear, if they do get some good hits on them, you're going to have to stop that shit. And then with the squigglies and the home field advantage, you might have to stop that shit. So that's what I'm interested in seeing, is how that happens. Because if you can have a season where the computer is able to adapt to every individual player that they're playing against, then you're going to have some guys fighting for it at the end and having to fight against the computer. And like I said, in our league, if you don't win and the computer beats somebody, we just add more money to the pot. We move on to the next season.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on to the next subject here.
Real college football.
Yeah, but it's still college football, but it's real college football. All right, we're going to go ahead. I know I have the Big 12 written here, but we're just going to go ahead and I'm just going to give you.
I'll say something on that real quick.
But let me just give you the broad strokes. So they're taking bids on the names. Yeah. And the name that is I think that's in the league is All-State. So this might really be the end of the Big 12 conference as we know it. As far as the look and the name, yes, exactly. I think it's going to be the All-State 12 is like one of the names.
All of them are done.
Yeah,
all of them are done.
Yeah. So
there's just one big power conference, right?
Well, no. I'm saying as far as naming goes. So no, the Big 12 is going to exist, but because NIL is so important, and because it is nothing to do anymore with the, I guess you could say, the tradition of your school and the popularity of your school. It's going to be how much money can your school generate. Instead of it being called the Big 12, all states like, we'll throw some cash your way to call it the All-State 12. You know what I'm saying? and English Thomas, you know who you are. When that game drop, yeah, nigga, I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna see you.
All right.
But back to what I'm talking about. But yeah,
All right.
so that's basically what it is, Poe. Like, so we could see like different conferences instead of it being called the Big Ten, it could be called the AT&T Big Ten.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, or the AT&T 10. You know what I'm saying, and they can sign. But it's everything has become naming rights. Will be naming rights. Will be a money grab. Because we are actually effectively watching the end of amateur sports.
All right. So this is one topic that I did kind of want to, kind of talk about here. There's some internet chatter. There's some people are saying that certain players that are making NIL deals should be disqualified for receiving scholarships. Look, Russ is not happy with it.
No.
And for me, it's like it can't be across the board. I'm looking at it like this. Okay, if we're talking about everybody across the board, no. Because you got some guys that are not going to get NIL deals. You got some players that that need this scholarship. But if we're looking at it like this, for the sake of this argument here, because nothing is set in stone, if you were making like $1 million from an NIL deal, do you think that you can give those players that are making that amount of money, have those guys take away some of their scholarship fundings and allocate those funds elsewhere? What do you guys think about that?
I actually don't think that there's a lot of kids that aren't getting NIL money at D1 schools, because I have my brother's friend, or my dad's friend's daughter played at North Carolina State, and she was riding the bench all year. She was getting $2K a month. She was getting $2K a month to ride the women's college basketball bench last year. Didn't play at all, and then that was just the school's NIL money that they were giving her, and then she was getting money on top of that from the sponsors that she got herself. And so, like, I really don't think there's that many college football players out there, unless you're a redshirt or a walk-on, that isn't getting NIL money, because all the sponsors that college football is getting, they're now giving it to the players, rather than giving it to the schools, and then the schools dishing out scholarship money. So I understand them taking away some of the scholarship money. I do think that, but if they're going to keep giving more money to the players from the sponsorships, they don't need to give also on top of the scholarship money, in my opinion.
Give them this. Here's why. And now, let me try and sum this up in a nice little phrase. You get a scholarship because we want you to play for us. You get NIL because you play for us and you play well. Now, but if that doesn't make sense, what I mean to people out there is, you balled out in high school not to get an NIL, just to get an NIL. You balled out to get a scholarship to play at a school, so you could pay for your education and so you could play ball. You know what I'm saying? You get the NIL because once you get there, you have clout or you gain popularity for your play. Like, there's always, whenever there's someone trying to make a check or someone getting something, there's always someone there saying you shouldn't have all that. And I'm a person that believes, no, if you're doing a job or doing something like this in sports or not anything, but in most things, you should get everything that's coming to you. So there's no reason, but hold up, there's no reason to take away scholarships from players because they're making money.
I disagree with that because of the transfer portal. Since you can leave whenever you want, these scholarships used to be a binding contract that you were going to be here, and if you did transfer, you had to leave. You had to sit out a year. These scholarships used to be a binding contract
on one way.
But now you're getting money from outside of it, and now you can leave whenever you want. I just don't think that you should get this money that they're already giving you for the scholarship plus a lot more to every kid. And then the scholarship money on top of it, when you are getting more money than you ever did outside of the scholarship money.
See, here's why. I think that if you want me to come, if I am a athlete of that caliber, and you sit me down at a table and say, we want you to come play football for us, one, you're going to pay for my education. I don't give a fuck about anything else you have to say other than you're going to pay. The basis of college football, even though it's not amateur anymore, you're going to pay for this education because I'm going to get me a free degree so that no matter what happens, I'm good. That's the point of me being good at sports.
But
Everybody else
NIL money.
No. But I'm saying the point of being good at sports is so that you can pay for school and have it. No, not that you can pay, but you can have school paid for so that you don't have to worry about shit for the rest of your life because you're going to get a degree. You know what I'm saying? That's the main point of getting a scholarship. People start to see the bright lights and think about money as they get colder and they notice it's a possibility. But on the basis of it, if you ask a motherfucker in high school, you know, your brother's first thought, it was probably not get rich. It was, I need a scholarly, correct?
Well, he could have wouldn't play baseball. That was on his mind as well.
But I mean, but he still wanted a scholarship first. Like he wanted to be able to secure himself as getting into school. And then as he found out he was colder, he was like, well, shit, I can go for the gusto now. But my thing is like, you deserve that first because that's what you're trying to get. It's free education. Because otherwise, fuck the colleges. Let's just open up a pro league and you can draft high school players.
Well, I didn't take it as I took it as that scholarship money is going to come in as NIL money, which it already is. So instead of the schools just automatically paying your bill, it's not going to be looked at as a scholarship anymore. It's going to be looked at as we're going to give you the money for the scholarship.
Oh,
you're going to pay.
Yeah, okay.
You're going to pay it yourself. And you're a grown man. You're getting money. You're going to pay that. But that's
okay.
Like
I agree with that, but that's too much common sense, Poe. You know they're not gonna. That's not what the people want. They want.
That's what they want. What you mean? That's what
No. I'm saying like that's not what they're proposing is you don't get no scholarship deal. You just get NIL and you pay for whatever you can, how you can. Yeah. So like with what you're saying, I agree. If someone was to sit me down and say, "Yo, it costs X amount of dollars to get a degree from this school or to go to school here and pay tuition and all that kind of stuff," we're going to give you that. That's included in your NIL deal. You're going to get paid for that. Yeah. Okay. So no, I agree with that. But I know that a lot of these people are saying, no, you just come to the school, you get NIL and you pay for it how you can. No other help. That's what they're thinking. But what you're thinking is the right way to think of it, because yes, that should be how it should be because you are an adult. And if you fuck this off, that's your fault.
That's your fault. That's your fault. Not the school's responsibility anymore. Yeah. That's how I feel like they would attack it, because there's no point in holding scholarships anymore if you're just going to have NIL do. Just give them the bread that they would get for the scholarship, and then whatever they get outside of that, and then NIL deal, whatever they get outside of that is on them. But they have the money to pay for their school. If they don't pay for their school, that's on them.
Yeah, no, but these people that are, when I was reading, I was like, nah, these people want like it to be like kind of a punishment that you got NIL. They're trying to find a way to find like a punishment in it. And nah, you can't have it all. Like I always say, but they can't have it all. Yeah, they can have it all. But Poe, the way that you're describing it is what I would think it would be in a perfect world. But I don't think they're going to end up. It'll either end up the way that Poe described it, or it's going to end up the same way it is, because they're going to get leverage now.
They start using that shit before, because like
they do.
Where else are you gonna go?
UFL.
No, come on.
Nick, if the bro, hold up, wait, no, hold up. If the UFL was to start taking 5-star
high school athletes that weren't known,
5-star, the pro unknown niggas wouldn't matter. If they started saying, "Hey man, we're gonna get the 5-star athletes that are supposed to be going to Ohio State, Michigan, all those players," the product of the UFL would skyrocket because there would be better play. You'd be having the best players ever.
Unless you stole from college early on.
Hold up.
And then the names that are already built by college football.
See, no, here's what happens is the viewers would come once they figured out that it was a good product. So first, like this is what the WNBA doesn't understand. Like first you'd have just guys like us and some of our viewers that are just football junkies. We're crackheads. We will watch football anywhere, anytime, anyhow. You know what I'm saying? We'll just turn it on and be like, oh, football game's on. It starts with that. That's what the UFL is now. It happens to be bored one day, you turn it on, and it just happens to stay on because you're a football junkie. What happens is you turn it on and they start describing players and listening. You listen to them and they're like, oh, this kid's a 5-star recruit out of Florida. He runs a 4.2 40, and he was gonna go to Florida State, but UFL could get him more money because they weren't offering him scholarship, blah, 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 whatever. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this guy was going to Ohio State. Then when you start watching Ohio State, you're going to know. And that seed that's planted, people are going to automatically know you weren't supposed to be starting over the guy that's playing over here.
But early on, you're not going to get more money at UFL.
No, early on, you're not. Early on.
So they're going to hurt for it's going to take a group of 5 years to probably like turn
probably
UFL into like a. And so, like, it would hurt those 5 years of college or high school athletes that came out. It would hurt them because they would have got more money going to high or going to college.
But Pete, this
so it's got to be a cutoff.
But it's not going to be the top of the top that are going to have the ability to get money no matter where they go. It's going to be harder to get them. But those 4-star recruits that can really ball, those 3-star recruits that can really ball,
it'll be 3.
Like,
because they'll pay the 4-star. No, they'll pay the 5-star.
Okay, so but the 4 is still a maybe, because if you're able to get the only reason why the UFL ain't got the money because it ain't got the viewership. So like you're saying, they're gonna grow their viewership because they're starting to get the guys that were stuck in college that you know their name but didn't pan out. They're getting those guys. Nebraska's quarterback, the guy that was there for like 8 years, he was out there balling. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna start getting those guys once they get the eyes on it. Once they can tell you, oh yeah, this guy's a 5-star, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't even go to college. He came here to get paid. He came here to play. Like, people will start watching. But the college football is never gonna let that happen. Never. They're gonna give these guys as much money as they can pour into the school.
They better cut off at some point before they start losing.
No.
Better cut it off at some point. I'm a business guy.
They can't.
I think the players should do whatever they can, but they're gonna have to at some point, or they're gonna start losing money. So, like, they're going to have to start cutting it off at some point where Caleb Williams is making $12 million a year, more than any coach on that sideline and more than any, like.
Okay, you're right about that. They'll never let – they'll try – we'll be dead before they let a college player make more than a college coach.
Right.
And by that time, it won't be called college football. It'll be truly the, amateur, I guess, league. I won't even say amateur. It'll be like Division II pro. Like, you know how like Bundesliga has like Bundesliga 1, Bundesliga 2, or like you have the English Premier League 1.
Well, they call the NBA D League, so like the D League, or the G League.
Yeah, it'll be like that. Except in football, it'll probably be better than basketball, because in basketball it's harder to find the superstars than it is in like football. You know what I'm saying? Like, football, you can find a dope running back that can shake people hard. It's better than you can find like a fucking 6'8" guy that can shoot threes and dunk, or a 6'5" guy that can jump over everybody. Like, basketball is like, once you're those guys, you're those guys. There's a lot of people that are cold at basketball that we wouldn't give a fuck about watching. You know what I'm saying? Like, just the way it goes.
All right. Well, we're getting heading to our cutoff time here, but before we go, let's go ahead and just give us what we got. What are we looking forward for this upcoming college football season? What are we looking forward to? I'll say this.
I would say, I know.
I already know. I am looking forward to the November 1st game. It is FAU versus USF. It is the Battle of the Coast. I think they're going to be playing on a fucking battle cruiser or some type of battleship. In the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. The first time ever in college football history. I am 100% looking forward to that. I don't care where I'm at in the world, but I'm definitely going to watch it.
It's got to be massive.
Yeah.
Those battle cruisers are huge. Yeah. Like, have you ever seen the basketball games on them?
But like, are they going to get like a stadium on it? Like
no. And like, I think they did. You've never seen the basketball game on it?
No.
Okay, so Michigan State played in it. I think Villanova played in one. I'm a sports nerd for real. But like, no, they did it in basketball. And so like, it is crazy, bro. It's crazy because like the cruiser's so big that you don't really have to worry about swaying and moving. You know what I'm saying? Because it's such a big vessel. You don't realize how big a Navy battle cruiser is till you see some motherfuckers play basketball at 94 feet and it looks like a regular game. So they literally have enough room. When you think about how big a fighter jet is, because these battle cruisers, these are the planes that the jets like land on. They're basically mobile landing strips, airports. You know what I'm saying? So they're huge. So like with the basketball, they were literally able, like they had like, think of like the best early 2000s, mid 2000s. No, I'll say early 2000s, like high school football stadium, right? 10,000 people, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like big setup, side by side, and they were able to fit the court on there. And when you watch it on TV, the shit looked crazy. Like you were looking at it and you were like, these motherfuckers are on a boat, but it looks like they're playing just like on a dope ass outside court. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about like players. Like the thing I'm gonna wait to see is the overthrow that goes into the ocean, because that's gonna happen. Like there's no way they can avoid. There's not gonna be a player that like jumps and dives and hits the ocean, because these battle cruisers are massive.
Yes.
So like that's not gonna happen. Plus, they wouldn't do it if it had a possibility. But what could happen is, which would be still hard, because
they got to put in nets, right? They got to put in nets.
No, actually they don't, because the battle cruisers are that big.
For the balls, they got to put in nets for the balls.
No, I'm saying
field goals.
No. The field goal, yeah, they're gonna have, like, for field goals, yes, because those could most definitely. But like battle cruisers are big enough to where you could overthrow your guy by like 40 yards and it still land on top of the battle cruiser. So that's not the problem. But I want to see if someone does actually get it out, like, because it is, you can, but like you're gonna really, I think, and it's college, so like a guy might try. Well, it's college, so you think if you're 19, 20 years old, you playing on a battle cruiser, man. If I get like a third down and 15, like,
I'm not sitting on the side of the coach. I'm playing all game. Don't put
like I'm trying, but I think it'd be interesting. I also want to see, like, I don't know, like the basketball game is crazy, so a football game is gonna be even more nuts. I want to see how they get that, you know what I'm saying, how they get that presented. The presentation is going to be wild. When you see that football field, however they construct it in a zoom shot on the fucking ocean, because when I saw the basket, I was like, one, this is the livest shit ever. Like, I would kill to play a basketball game in the middle of the fucking ocean, just like hooping, like out there. But like, and it also compares to when they play, the NHL plays the outdoor hockey game, like how that shit is like crazy to watch. It's a lot like that too. But but that's not my Boogie. That's a good one. That's a good one, because like I'm interested in that. But mine, before I let Pogo, mine is I'm a homer. We left the Big 12. I'm interested in seeing how Oklahoma and Texas tackle the SEC. That's the biggest thing that I want to pay attention to, because I think that Texas, even though I hate them, and Oklahoma, I love them, are going to do a lot better than people think.
Oh yeah, I think they're going
to. And I think that they're going to go in there. And if you're not a Georgia, if you're not an Alabama, if you're not a Boogie, am I missing one?
LSU, maybe.
LSU. Okay, those three, like Texas and Oklahoma, might come in here and whoop that ass. And on top of this, I can't wait to see Texas play Texas A&M for the first time since them Aggie niggas been running. Y'all been running. In the words of 21-7, running. Just trying to get away, and they got your ass. So I want to see Texas versus Texas A&M. I think that's going to be lit. And I want to see how Oklahoma, who has the death schedule, performs. The SEC as a whole, I want to see how that shakes out. That's what's most interesting to me, because the SEC is going to be, supposed to be, looks like it's going to be. You got Tennessee, looks like it's about to bring in that new quarterback. You got y'all, Georgia, who's already a force. Oklahoma, we seem to make it happen by hook or by crook. You got Texas, who are the most popular guys in the room, who actually can box. So you got to worry about them. They're like, damn, motherfucker, you got all the nice shit and you can ball too. Like, so it's going to be good to see that. Is Arch Manning going to take the place? You know, if viewers fuck up, is viewers going to lead them to where they need to go? Is Jackson Arnold really that dope? You know what I'm saying? Boogie, are y'all going to be able to win more games without a fucking real quarterback? Just going out there with defense and running backs. Hey, you know what I'm saying? So
to the pass.
Is Florida going to be back? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be interesting.
I'm not so much of a college head. I'm ready for week 2 of the NFL. We got Buffalo in Florida, Miami, baby. Let's get it. But if I was to pick something in college, I would probably pick Arch Manning stayed, which tells me Sarkisian told him he's going to start. Yeah. That would be because there would be no other reason for Arch to stay rather than transfer to anywhere else that would start.
Unless he's not that good.
He could have transferred to any smaller college. Like, there's no point to stay behind.
He might be a bum.
There's no point to stay behind a freshman that you're never going to be able to play against if he stays this year and Bowers does good. You're never going to play. So there's no point to stay that year rather than transfer. You could have transferred to anywhere. You probably could have transferred to Oregon State, who needs a quarterback that was in the top 15 last year, and he would have started there.
Would you leave Texas? Would you leave Texas
to play? I'm getting the money regardless. Absolutely, I would leave Texas to go play. If I'm not going to play,
He was gonna get more money than he would. He can chill in Austin and be a millionaire.
Manning is getting millions to sit
Yeah.
the bench right now. What do you?
That's
mean?
what I'm saying. Like, and
so he could have went to Oregon State and got the same money that he would have got.
Po, have you ever been to ATX? Have you ever been to Austin, Texas?
Yes, I have a lot of family in Texas. I love Texas, but
no, I'm just saying.
Not playing.
6th Street.
I want to play football.
He does. 6th Street, $1 million. Austin, Texas. Sit your ass down and wait for Quinn Ewers to finish.
There's no finish. He was a freshman last year.
Quinn?
Or no, sophomore.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
But
Quinn's done after this year.
Yeah, I think he's going to be. He's in his senior year, and I think he's done.
Yeah, he's done it. Regardless. Like this is the year. Like if Arch don't play this year and Quinn Ewers is done after this year. I'd put my money on he's not going to play for Texas after this year. So that like no, he can't because Texas is not going to blow the opportunity to have a Manning play quarterback for them, even if he is trash, which I don't think he's trash. I'm just talking shit because I know two things: I fear God, and Texas fears Oklahoma, especially in October. Check the stats since 2000.
Either way, I would have left.
But no, I don't think Arch is gonna leave.
Well, he said
but
he's not. But if I'm not gonna play, I would left.
Well, he's a redshirt junior this season, so
yeah,
he still has a year of eligibility. Mm-hmm. But I think Quinn Ewers leaves if he does good. He declares.
Quinn, like, and no, Poe, you're right. Steve Sarkisian has told him, and Quinn probably knows if you go out here and you blow a game, you're done. Like you're not playing. It's the same thing Spencer Rattler had to go through. We got the next of the next behind you. If you blow a game or you look like you about to blow a game, you're out of there, buddy. But Quinn made it to the playoff last year. So even though I believe that they should, I'm not a real believer in Quinn, and that's just because after watching so much Adonai Mitchell and Xavier Worthy tape, I was like, this motherfucker be overthrowing balls, the ball hanging in the air too long. Yeah. Well, not necessarily they save him. He prevented a lot more explosive plays and a lot more touchdowns and big plays just because the ball was in the air too long or the ball oversailed or he missed the target. You know what I'm saying? He tried too much to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just get the ball to your guy. Right. And Arch comes from a family of fuck what it looked like, get the ball to your guy, because Peyton Manning threw an ugly ball. Let's just be honest. That motherfucker was wobbling through the air. That shit was fucking terrible compared to a lot of the greats.
I'll either be surprised if Arch doesn't start first game, or I'll be disappointed he didn't go.
He's not starting first game.
USC or Oregon or any big school that just went to a power conference that lost their quarterback that he could have started at. I will be disappointed if he didn't do that. If he didn't start the first game.
So, are you familiar with Major Applewhite? But you know where I'm going with this.
Oh yeah, I know.
Are you familiar with Major Applewhite, Poe?
No.
So I'm a big believer, and if you don't know your history, it's going to repeat itself. And obviously, some Texas fans don't know their history because this shit is repeating itself. So back in the early 2000s, when Oklahoma first started whooping that ass, they had a guy that could beat Oklahoma in the name of Major Applewhite. Major Applewhite was a killer at quarterback, but there was a problem. A legacy guy by the name of Chris Sims came into the fold, and Chris Sims' dad was Phil Sims, Super Bowl winning quarterback for the New York Giants back in the day. So there was a lot of hoopla about him coming out of college, and Chris Sims is cold. So this is no shade to him. This is just what happens in college football. So Chris Sims got recruited and accepted Texas' offer. And slowly the popularity, like Arch, was trying to push him out. Now, we haven't seen Arch, so I don't know if Arch is capable of winning, but I know that Quinn Ewers, no matter what my doubts are, went to the college football playoff last year. So he's shown the ability to lead a team where he needs to go. Now, Major Applewhite showed his ability to lead this Texas team. But what happened was popularity built. You know what I'm saying? People started talking like we're talking.
I wouldn't be disappointed in Texas. I would be disappointed in Texas. I would be disappointed in Arch for not leaving.
Well, they couldn't leave back then, but back then. So what happened was Chris Sims did what you're thinking Texas is going to do. Chris Sims took the spot. but it actually started the dominance that Oklahoma had today because we wore his ass out. Just, and then everybody else got the blueprint. He did wreck at Texas. Like, he had great seasons, and that's the reason why he was a playoff quarterback in the NFL. But everybody who is a true Texas fan will tell you, and I dare anybody that likes UT for real to tell me that y'all wanted Major Applewhite to sit, because you're fucking lying. All of y'all, 100% wanted Major Applewhite playing. They didn't play him. They chose the popular guy, and he lost the game. And ended up losing.
Take us home, baby.
Oh, all right. So we're going to end the show like this. I got a lighthearted joke for y'all. Some of y'all going to say it's not lighthearted, so I'm just going to say it like this. Don't cancel me. I am a Christian, and I believe in God, and Jesus saved my soul and all of that. But someone asked me today, they said, hey, man, what would you do if you saw Jesus getting jumped? And I looked him in his eyes, and I said, the same thing Jesus did when he saw us going through slavery. You guys, I love you, and I want to say it has been a great night. You know what I'm saying? Don't hate me. Don't feel bad about me. But, hey, that's pretty much all we got. Y'all got anything else? You got anything you want to add to that? Anything at all? Anything at all? Oh, yeah. And as always, don't trust them hoes. We out.
तेरी यादों का तेरी यादों का तेरी याद में निहा 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 तेरी
All right, Brody.